What's going on, people? Excuse that, I'm sure, very loud sound of grinding. Welcome to Bros Talking Soccer Podcast, episode 39. Me and Christian here, sitting on the couch, live from Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania.
How about that?
Yeah. I'm back in my old stomping ground, so I have my high school soccer scarf here. Christian's sporting a lovely plain white tee. And we're excited to get right into things. Matt's not with us this week. He is celebrating syllabus week. Silly week up at Penn State. So it's just going to be us. Hopefully, the two of us can do a better job than me and Matt did last week.
I have no doubt about that, Dave.
That didn't go exceptionally well. But we're going to do better this week. And so I think we're ready to just let's just get right down to brass tacks here. Do you have anything in particular that you want to bring up, or we just wing it?
Do you have a trivia question, or you want me to do it?
I don't have a trivia question. It's going to be hopefully more conversational this week, and hopefully a just better experience all around
for everyone involved.
For everyone. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a great time.
Okay. So stick with us. Christian's going to pull up a trivia question real quick, and then we'll just get right into it. I'm excited.
Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about.
You should be excited.
Did you see this Chinese ref walking out of the game?
No.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
Wait, I'm going to bring it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. Anything else? Are you going to get a trivia question, or you think we're good?
Oh, I got one.
Yeah?
Well, I have multiple, but
okay.
I'm trying to... All right, I'll just pick one. Go ahead.
You ready?
I think so.
All right. What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 39 of the Bros Talking Soccer podcast, brought to you by Fan Futsal. My name is Dave Kniddle, and I'm here just with my brother Christian this week to discuss stories from around the soccer world. Christian, how you doing?
I am doing just dandy today, Dave. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back in the Philly area. I'm happy to be home. We're doing this live, sitting on your couch in your new apartment, and it's all very exciting. It's all very exciting.
It's so exciting to have you back.
Yeah, Matt can't be with us. He's celebrating Silly Week up at school, which is syllabus week. So he's having a good time tonight, and we hope he survives and is enjoying himself responsibly. Which
he always does.
I'm sure
he always finds a way.
Yes, he is. So with that, Christian, do you have a trivia question for us this week?
I have a couple trivia questions, but I think I'm going to go with this one this week, Dave.
Okay.
All right.
Enlighten us.
So, of all 18 Bundesliga teams,
okay,
how many are sponsored by Adidas?
Okay. All right. So, listeners, we will think that over. We'll mull it over. I'll give my guess at the end, and Christian will reveal the correct answer. So stick around. You want to tune in for the end of the episode where we reveal the answer. Let's get into our topics, but before that, let me quick tell you about Fan Futsal. So what is Fan Futsal, you may be wondering? Well, Fan Futsal is a different fantasy soccer experience where you select 5 clubs instead of 8 to 11 individual players for your weekly fantasy teams. You then arrange these clubs into a formation, give them positions which emphasize different scoring attributes. The only fantasy scoring elements are goals scored, goals conceded, and the result of the match. It's that simple. Pick 5 teams, complete your lineup, sit back, and follow match scores to see how you're doing. All leagues are back on Fan Futsal. We have the 5 major European leagues as well as MLS and Liga MX on the site right now. It's different than any fantasy soccer game you've played before, and since the games are weekly, there's no long commitment. If you like soccer, you're going to like Fan Futsal. It only takes a few seconds to sign up, so join now and start playing at FanFutsal, FanFutsal.com today. 2 more quick announcements before we get into the topics as well. We have a Fan Futsal tailgate this week. So anyone in the Philadelphia area, come down to, Town Energy Stadium. I want to call it PPL Park, but it's Town Energy Stadium. This Saturday, August 26th in the afternoon from 4 to 6:30, we're going to have a tailgate. We still need to figure out the exact location, but if you like and follow Fan Futsal on Facebook and say you're coming to the event, we'll announce it on there. We'll have some games, some beer, some snacks, all that good stuff. So come check that out. Lastly, we are developing a new Fan Futsal kind of tournament feature where you can play kind of a multi-week tournament with friends on Fan Futsal. If you're interested in being a part of the beta and testing that out at all, please reach out to us at contactus@fanfutsal.com. So with that, let's get on to our topics this week. We are going to be a little bit more conversational, so I've been busy. I haven't been able to prepare as much of a script, which I kind of like. So we're just gonna kind of spitball and talk about some things. And big topic recently is Barcelona and what in the world is going on there. So Neymar left. He's been complaining about the board. I'm not sure why we brought this closer.
Because it's going to be hard to hear if it's not that close.
Okay. So Neymar's been complaining about the board. It's rumored Iniesta may be leaving, which I don't know how much truth there is behind that, and it's also time. I think it's towards the end of the career. I don't know how big of a deal it is, but Real Madrid looks really strong right now, and I know you're a Barca fan. What do you think about everything that's going on right now?
To be honest, I feel like over the past couple of years, I've become less and less of a Barca fan every year. They're just kind of dying off. I fell in love with the way they were playing back under Pep Guardiola. And ever since Luis Enrique took over, every year they've become less and less kind of stylish in the way that they've kind of like become Barcelona. And they're losing that identity. Right now, they have no hope of catching Real Madrid. There is no light at the end of the tunnel right now. They have no youth academy products that you really have been grown accustomed to seeing in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it's been really tough to watch them fall apart, especially as someone who enjoys watching them. Their only shining light right now is Messi, and rumor has it he hasn't even signed his put pen to paper on his contract. He verbally agreed to do it, but that means absolutely nothing right now. And if they lose him, especially with his buyout clause being $300 million, that's not unreasonable in this market, and somebody could easily come in and take him.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
and I think you're right. And I mean, everybody, like all clubs, kind of go through cycles. They go through peaks and valleys, and some peaks are higher than others, some valleys are lower than others. But it's weird. So since we've really been following soccer like closely, which I would say the mid to late
2000s.
So 2000s, and Barca's been this mega club who've won absolutely everything, and they're really going through a tough transitional phase, and they put all of their eggs into the Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, PK sort of group.
Yeah, and then they put it all into MSN after they started to disappear. And now that's breaking up.
Yeah, now that's breaking up. Suarez is 31, 32 now, right?
I think he's only 30. I think him and Messi are both 30.
Okay, I thought he was older. But anyways, I mean, soccer, players' primes.
Especially for strikers.
Yeah, are, late 20s, maybe 30. And then soccer's really weird in the same way that, like, NFL players are weird. Like, the top players, they drop off quick. Most players. Zlatan's like his own separate animal, but like you look at what happened to Kaká, look at what happened to Ronaldinho, which were the Ballon d'Or best players in the world before Messi and Ronaldo. Yep, they're falling off a cliff.
Yeah, they've disappeared completely. I mean, Kaká we still see in MLS, but that's only because we're here. No one else is seeing him worldwide. Yeah, and just even watching Messi, he's not really the Messi that we all knew back in the day. He doesn't really take people. I mean, he does. He's very, very talented. He's still, in my opinion, the best player in the world. But he doesn't have the supporting cast around him, so he doesn't look to be that shining star anymore. And you can see him starting to decline because he can't do it all on his own. He's 30 years old. He's not 18. He's not 21. He can't just go run at people, pop right back up. He's starting to feel his body.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I mean, so should they have pushed their youth players more? So, like, a lot of Barcelona's youth products have gone, spread diaspora all throughout Europe now, and a lot of them are playing on like random teams, like Bojan's at Stoke, or isn't he in the French league now, or is he back at Stoke?
He's back at Stoke.
Okay, and even I was watching the Getafe game, I think. Where's Halinovic or whatever his name is? Yeah, Halilovic, who's been rumored to be coming through the system, but he's still on loan, and he doesn't look like he's going to pan out. But like.
I mean, even Delafeu, he was supposed to be this huge star, and they just brought him back. But you never know. Bellerin, they were trying to get back. They couldn't even convince him to come back right now, even though he wanted to. Yeah. Their board is a disaster, and they're not getting the job done.
Well, and it's kind of a bed that they're of their own making in the sense of, like, they let those players go. And they put in buyback clauses a lot of times, but they should have trusted them sooner and should have gone through maybe a little bit of growth pains. And maybe they weren't challenging Real Madrid, or at least weren't winning La Liga, but were still coming in second and then setting themselves up for a long-term future right now. Like, I legitimately don't know if they're going to finish second in La Liga this year.
I still think they're easily going to finish second.
Yeah?
I just don't think Atletico are the same team that they were a couple of years ago.
Sevilla,
their team has fallen off. Sevilla are a good team, but I don't think that they're going to challenge that high this year. There are teams that are going to fight for third and fourth for Champions League spots. Barcelona still are Barcelona. They'll find a way. They'll make signings over the next couple of weeks. You just know they will. Whether they're the ideal signings or not is one thing. I'm happy Coutinho is staying. I'm going to be very happy about that, especially because John's going to owe me $20. But I just don't know where they're going to go. I don't know who they can get at this point because Dembele doesn't look like he's going to leave either.
Yeah, and so since we were going to talk about this, but let's transition into that. So Ousmane Dembele, who plays for Borussia Dortmund, is in a transfer saga with his club Dortmund and Barcelona. He has rumored to be he was living in like Klopp's house or house Klopp owned, and apparently like trashed it. Hasn't been reporting to training. He went like back to France, which is where he's from, and is having this big public sort of display of discontent with Dortmund over this transfer saga. Another rumored player that's been in the news a lot is Kylian Mbappe, and not that he's going to Barcelona, he may be, but the biggest rumors are PSG and Real Madrid for him, and like he's getting into fights at training and kind of handling it that way. Coutinho's gone a very different route, who plays for Liverpool, also been speculated to join Barcelona. He's kind of gone the quiet, publicly route. The club and the player, well, the player's been silent. The club have been adamant that he's not for sale and haven't really done anything publicly to embarrass him or to say anything along those lines. I mean, what do you make of how each of them have handled that situation?
Ousmane Dembele should be embarrassed for the way he's gone about it. You are a professional. I understand he's only 20 years old, and he is a very bright star, very young player who has incredible potential and has a chance to join this super club in the world.
Yeah.
But you cannot behave that way.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous to just refuse to play for your team. And
it's unprofessional.
The fact that he got rid of all his social media accounts connected to Dortmund is embarrassing.
Yeah, he unfollowed him, right?
Yeah.
Or did he delete it?
I'm pretty sure he deleted it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, he didn't delete his account. He unfollowed.
Yeah, he unfollowed. Yeah, which in the modern time is basically as good as a
slap in the face.
Request. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you unfollow somebody, it's like...
Yeah, but Coutinho has gone very silent about it. He upset me a little bit. I'm going to forgive him at this point. But he upset me with what his comments were a couple months ago versus what they have, like the fact that he went silent and was turning in transfer requests after saying, oh, I want to stay at a club like Liverpool, not ever play for these big guys because you'll be remembered. They'll build statues of you here. Why are you saying it? Just don't say it at all then.
Well, I mean, so the tough thing is you want to hear players' honest opinions. And like anyone, our feelings and our opinions can change throughout our lives. In the moment when he was asked that question, he may have honestly felt that way. And when it's easy to say that when there's not a concrete, offer on the table from Barcelona, which, you hear all the time that South American players just grow up idolizing Real Madrid and Barcelona. Like it's as big as the English Premier League. Yeah, as big as the English Premier League is a lot of times for like American fans. Barcelona and Real Madrid are these godly sort of clubs that only a handful of players ever get to play for. And you can understand his head being turned by that. Liverpool hasn't been that in 30 years. And so, I mean, I can understand that he grew up wanting that. And when the chips were on the table and the cards were down, I can understand that he had his head turned. But I still think he handled it professionally. Yes, he wanted to go to Barcelona, but he wasn't throwing a tantrum, throwing a hissy fit, doing what Diego Costa's doing too. We haven't even talked about him. He's back in Brazil talking to
partying.
Partying and talking to the media. Basically, that's like the worst.
He's ripping on Conte.
Yeah,
ripping on Chelsea.
And it's like, what does he think is going to happen? Like, it's a World Cup year too. That's the other big thing about all of this. It's a World Cup year, and if these players don't move, clubs can ruin.
And this only happens once every 4 years. You don't get many chances to be in the World Cup, and they're really playing their cards very dangerously.
Yeah, the clubs hold a lot of power here too.
Yeah. And Costa, I think they did just agree a fee of $45 million back to Atletico. I did see that, but I don't know if that's official. I don't know if that was another rumor. You never know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
horrendous market that we're in. But I just some of these players really, really have to get their act together and just behave like professionals. Even Coutinho, I still think that's professional. He went about it a way that he wasn't really outwardly offending anybody. He was just trying to get what he thought was best for his career, but without hurting Liverpool too seriously. And he didn't ever come out after they rejected his transfer bid and say, like, I will never, like, I heard he said that he doesn't ever want to play for the club again. He never said that to the media. I think that they were reporting that he said that to the board and to Klopp, but nothing came of it. And this injury he's had over the past couple of weeks seems to have all of a sudden disappeared, and he'll be back at the weekend for the Premier League. He won't be back for the Champions League tomorrow, but he'll be back for the Premier League. And
yeah, I mean, that's standard. That's standard, these injuries or whatever. I mean, you understand it from both perspectives. The player doesn't want to get hurt, and a lot of times the club doesn't want the player to get hurt if they're actually expecting the money, or at the very least, they don't want to play a player who's distracted and who's not going to be 100% focused, because at this level they can't afford that. The other thing is, I mean, these players are legitimate teenagers. Mbappe is 18 still, or maybe 19.
Yeah.
And Ousmane Dembele is 20, I think. Like, they're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars for these players at that age. Like, your head is naturally going to be turned. I'm sure these players have dreamed, and they're also still not completely mature. They've only been professionals for a year or two, maybe 3. And, I mean, it's tough. You know, I somewhat sympathize with them, but given where we are as, you know, mature, well-spoken adults, you know, they need to get their act together.
Yeah. As I mature, they mature with me.
Yes, exactly. So with that, you know, so what do you think is going to happen? So Coutinho looks like he's going to stay at Liverpool. What do you think about Mbappe and Dembele?
Mbappe I saw today, he's demanding these ridiculous wages from Monaco because he wants to stay, he's saying, but only if he's paid a certain amount. I don't think PSG are going to sign Mbappe this summer. I can't imagine it. And how can they possibly be allowed to after paying that much for it? I don't understand financial fair play. It makes absolutely zero sense that nothing is ever followed through with that. I don't get it. But he could go somewhere else. It doesn't seem really that high on anybody's transfer list right now.
I mean, it's basically so it's basically Real Madrid, right? Is the other landing spot. City. I forgot about City.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could fit them in after they've already spent 150 million or so this year. I mean, that's talking about another 200 million outlay. And then the other one is Barcelona. I mean, if Ousmane Dembele falls through, I mean, I could see him there. I don't think he really fits their game. He's more of like a speed.
He's very direct.
Yeah, direct. Which, I mean, I think they're trying to do more of that, so maybe he fits in with...
No, not this guy.
No?
No, Valverde seems to be back to the old ways. He wants to keep the ball, and I don't think he's going to fit that system.
Okay. And so
although Deulofeu is very direct in the way, that's why he got cut from Pep's system. That's why Pep didn't want him, so I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Oh, when he was at Barca?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then... What do you think about Dembele? I think he's just going to stay. Like, I don't think Dortmund's going to budge. The Germans are notorious for being just
very similar to the English.
Yeah, very just solid, very just literal. It's like, this is the situation, he's not going to transfer. So.
If it was earlier in the summer, I think he would have been gone already. But because it's this late, they don't have an option to replace him.
And
although Dortmund, Pulisic is on fire.
It's legitimate, like,
he could easily just step in and replace him.
Yeah, he may be better. I don't know
if
did you watch
right now, but yeah, I know he's very, very good.
I was watching.
He's incredible.
Also, if anybody has FS2, so I have it because I have Sling TV. They do like a match day thing where they have all 5 games on the TV at the same time.
On Bundesliga?
On Bundesliga.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I didn't miss it. I didn't even realize it. I was watching just FS1, but they apparently do that on FS2, and then I watch Goal Zone on NBC Sports. Mm-hmm. So that's been awesome. So any like Red Zone type fans out there, those 2 channels are kind of like the soccer version of Red Zone. So you should check that out. So with that, I think that's going to bring us to the end of just our first segment here. We're going to go to a little bit of music, and then we'll be back with our Fan Futsal segment. Stick around. Oh yeah, it's our stickers. If you come to the tailgate this weekend, you'll get one of those.
Yeah, one of these.
Yeah,
one of these guys.
One of those bad boys.
We'll get a little stamper too. We can stamp your hand.
Oh yeah. We do not.
We don't have a stamper. If you're really excited about the stamp, I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
Why you lie?
Why you lying?
Don't lie. All right. You ready?
Oh,
we're slipping.
What you fell over for?
Slipping.
Didn't do on purpose.
Let me see if I can create some sort of. There we go. Okay. You ready?
Nope. Oh, is that the website?
Yeah. Oh, you use Chrome?
Of course.
Is it good?
It is.
I should check that out.
Yeah, you should.
Check it.
Check it.
Check it out. Check it out. I really don't know what the YouTube.
I've been watching. What? Sorry.
I don't know if it's gonna be this screen or this screen. I have a feeling it's gonna be this screen.
I think so too.
Yeah, and the whole time it's just been our shoulders.
Oh, you think it's gonna be this one?
I thought you meant this one. No, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one.
Yeah, 'cause it's probably picking up the most sound.
What were you saying? Yeah. What are you watching on YouTube?
Like the most popular songs from every year. Like there's like the top 5 songs from 2000 to 2016.
Okay.
It was really interesting. It was fun to watch. It's just like you just hear all these songs that you listened to growing up. It was really enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so any
Here's
listeners or watchers out there, you should check that out. Okay.
Post that on the site. No, we won't.
No, we won't. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back, everyone, to segment 2. We're going to talk about our fan futsal game this week, which was our English Premier League. Matt, who is not with us, came in first overall, put up 85 points. Really killed it. So
might be his best ever score.
Yeah, good job for him. He hasn't won too many, so got to give him props there because there you go. Yep. And then Christian and I actually tied for second. The site lists me second, so I'm just going to go ahead and put me at second, put you at third. Because I got 72 points, you also got 72, but for some reason the site lists me as second, so, can't argue with that.
It's almost like you're the creator.
Yeah, I know, it's weird like that. But so since you came in last, do you want to go ahead and tell us about your lineup and why you made the decisions you did?
So I came in second, and what happened this week was
came in third.
Alphabetically, I came in second, so that's what happened this week. Okay. So, guys, this is what happened. This is what I chose. We were in the Bundesliga, and Bundesliga is really where it's at. Usually there's goals galore in that league, and unfortunately, Fox, I don't think, has the best handle on the Bundesliga right now, and I wish that FS2 was much more available on a lot of different platforms, but it's not. So, that was my rant on that. So what I did this week was I went for a 1-3 formation because I know about the goals in the Bundesliga, and even though it's match week 1, I still had a lot of faith, and I wasn't really let down too bad. I had 72 points overall. At the back, I had Hertha Berlin in goal. They came up with the 2-0 win over Stuttgart, which is not a bad result for your keeper.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
Exactly what you want.
Mainz, though, were a disaster for both me and Dave. We both had them in the same position on defense. And really not what you're looking for from your team there. 1-0 loss at home against a team that really has been not great over the past few years.
Newly promoted
Hannover, yes. And they go up and down a lot in the Bundesliga. Up front, I had Schalke, Hoffenheim, and Dortmund, teams that have notoriously been at the top half of the Bundesliga over the past few years and have been banging in goals left and right. Hoffenheim came up with the 1-0 win. I'm happy they won because maybe they won't win at midweek then. Bundesliga, no. Borussia Dortmund is the word I was looking for there. Won 3-0, of course, because they're just a freakish machine that will not lose, it seems, at times. And they got the American kid who scored the opener.
Pulisic
for the second week in a row.
Yeah, and he got an assist and was the player of the weekend in all of the Bundesliga. He's 18. He's 18, and he's American. It's awesome.
Merca. Okay. And Schalke came up with a 2-0 win over Red Bull Leipzig, who seemed to not be in the form they were in last year. So we'll see how they do as they try and repeat their heroics from last year.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see them finishing second this year. I think they're going to be good competing, but
I think they'll finish 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Bundesliga kind of retooled. I think Mönchengladbach is going to be better this year. Schalke should be better. They got some Americans too. Somebody to look out for. So keep an eye. I
think Berlin are also very solid. So.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect Dortmund to challenge Bayern too this year. I think Bayern may have a down year by their standards. They'll still probably win the Bundesliga, but I think it's going to be closer than it's been in years past. As far as my lineup is concerned, I went with a lot of the same logic Christian already explained. I went with a 1-3 formation. Bundesliga generally more goals scored. I had Hamburg at goalkeeper. They won 1-0, exactly what you want from a goalkeeper. Also had Mainz, as Christian already said, at defense. Them losing 1-0, not the greatest, but if you're going to lose 1-0, having them at defense isn't the worst spot to have them. And then my strikers put together a combined 6 points. I had 6 goals. I had Bayern, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Hertha, and got me a combined 6 goals, put up 72 points overall, and came in second. So, it was a good week.
I didn't feel like I'm in third, Dave.
Yeah. So this upcoming weekend, we are going to be playing in La Liga. We're going to be playing with La Liga clubs. We're not going to be playing in La Liga.
Oh, we might be.
Yeah, I know.
You don't know how I've been
calling. Yeah, I know. We don't know where we're going. I got my boots, You don't know where you don't know where I'd be.
Yeah.
So we are going to be playing with La Liga clubs this weekend. So go to fanfutsal.com, look for the Bros Talking Soccer game name on the site. It'll have LL in the name for La Liga. And you should join it, compete against us. My username is DKnits11. Matt's is MPK8110. Christian's is
Kniddle12.
Kniddle12. And and play our other games on there too. We got games across all the different leagues, and you can create your own games. So it's a lot of fun. Talk some trash, try to beat us. With that, that'll bring us to the end of segment 2, and we're going to be moving on to.
Oh, you know why, Dave? You know why it was in that order?
Yeah.
It goes 10, 11, 12. That's why they did it like that. That makes so much more sense now. The ending numbers of our names.
Why would it be the ending numbers? Why wouldn't it be based on the letters? I don't think it's 10.
Well, obviously, it's not on the letters because that would be retarded.
Yeah. I'm still not sure why the site did it the way that it did, but I think it's whoever entered the game first gets listed higher.
It seems ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. So it's something that we'll look into. We'll try to get fixed. But for the moment, I came in second. Christian came in third. At the end of segment 2, we're going to be back in segment 3 right after this little music. Talk to you soon.
For the 1800th time, it's Mönchengladbach. There's no EN between the Glad and the Bach.
Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach.
Okay. Okay, we're talking Italy and then transfer window. And then you went Chinese ref.
Oh my god, he's so fun.
All right. Welcome back to segment 3, everyone. And before we get to our topics, I want to apologize. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach. Borussia Mönchengladbach. What the hell is it?
It's Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach. I always want to add an extra N in there, E-N, but it's Mönchengladbach.
Yes.
Yes. So with that, Christian luckily pointed that out for me, so I want to thank you for that.
That's what I stand here for.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm here to check the German.
Yeah, or sit on the couch for.
Yeah.
So let's get our topics now. First one. The first time in 32 years, all of the big 5 clubs in Italy won. So Roma, Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juve all won this weekend for the first time in 32 years. What do you think about that? Is there a serious title race in Serie A this year?
Well, first of all, I want to say that's kind of messed up to teams like Lazio and like that who have been kind of in the mix of things. Yeah, they're not winning titles. But
but historically, those are the big 5.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
Just to throw it out there. It's kind of messed up to just leave out some of the little guys, but I guess there's the big 6 in England, so everything gets left out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the question. I think it is ridiculous that it's taken 32 years for this to happen again. I guess 5 teams is a lot. You have a high chance of one of them playing each other in opening week.
I guess.
So I'm sure that's happened at least, 10 of the 32 years? I'd say it's probably.
I don't know the answer to that, but
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Probably.
I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, probably. But so, do you think that there's a legit title race this year? Because the past 5 or 6 years, Juve has won the Scudetto.
I think it's going to change. I don't think Juve are winning this year. I don't think they're as strong. I think they are still very strong, but I think it's going to be very tight. And if they do win, it's going to take them at their peak this year. They have cruised over the past couple of years to the title. Last year was the closest they've been in the past 5 years. AC Milan are in the hunt. They have 11 new signings, all of which are good.
Yeah, young and
motivated. Not that they're world class, but they are talented, potential world class players, and I really am excited to see them.
Them and also Napoli. Napoli held on to pretty much all of their players, right? And they did well in the Champions League last year. I want to say they made the quarterfinals.
No,
they lost
to Real.
Okay.
And they almost beat Real.
Yeah, so they're a fun, exciting attacking team. Roma's been retooling over the last couple years.
Yeah.
And they're strong too. Inter,
I don't think Inter is as strong.
Yeah, Inter's had some weird stuff going on in like the front office management type thing. They're kind of retooling, but still not convinced about them being able to hold it together over an entire season.
Well, Kondogbia scored the own goal of the year in a preseason friendly, so that was pretty cool for Inter.
Okay, well.
Did you see that?
No.
Oh, it's hysterical. From like 50 yards out, he plays it back to the keeper, just goes right into the top corner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice little chip.
Yeah.
MLS, there was a situation like that.
Not a chip. Horrendous. Did you see that? It was so bad.
Colorado
it was
Rapids.
I thought Howard was going to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. It's exciting that Serie A kind of is going to have a legit title race. The other exciting thing is Serie A is more attacking now. So getting back to kind of what we were talking about before, since we've been following soccer, Serie A has been really defensive and kind of slow
over the last 32 years, probably.
Yeah, probably. But over the last probably the 2 years, Roma's been pouring in goals. Napoli's got a really fun, exciting attacking team. Juve is still very solid defensively. And they can play attacking.
Have a lot of attackers.
Yeah, they can play attacking soccer, but it's not always the most exciting. But Roma, AC Milan, and Napoli, I think, could play some really interesting, exciting attacking soccer. So that's a league to follow.
I think Napoli specifically are the most attacking team in Serie A, and they bang in goals left and right.
Yeah, so that's going to be awesome to watch, and I totally agree. I think it's going to be a fun, exciting time to follow Serie A this year. Last topic from me, and then I know you got one you want to throw out there. Transfer window is still going on. All the European seasons started early to mid-August, and these transfer sagas are impacting regular season matches. So there's a push. I know the EPL is voting in September on if they want to shut the window before the season starts, and they need 13 out of the 20 clubs to vote yes, and it will shut. What do you think about the transfer window shutting before the season starts?
Who gets to decide? Who's voting?
Individual league.
Who?
What?
The owners?
I think the sporting directors. So some representative of a club.
I don't know if it's the managers, because all of the managers voice that it should be closed. Yeah. Every single one.
Yeah.
Well, most of them. Most of them. So I think that it 100% should be closed. I think it really impacts the players. It impacts the team. Just to not know who you're going to be playing with over the next couple weeks. It can raise your game, but it can also hamper you to know that maybe some of your teammates, some of your coaches, some of the owners, some of the fans don't believe in you and you might have to leave. You just don't know at any time. And I just think it really, really negatively impacts the overall squad.
So are you concerned, or what do you think of England shutting it before the season, but then other leagues not shutting it?
I'd be completely fine with that. So can they sell players but not buy them?
Exactly. So in that sense, you can sell players, but you just can't register any new players.
Well, I'm fine with that, but I think England won't sell then. A lot of them won't sell because they can't bring anybody else in.
Yeah, but you're still going to have these situations, though.
Well, where there's release clauses and stuff, you don't have a choice. So, you're kind of screwed in that
aspect. But release clauses, at least in places outside of Spain, are kind of going away. I know Italy's kind of doing away with them.
Even Liverpool doesn't really have them anymore.
Yeah, because it's not really conducive to the clubs doing business. Players want them in there because it makes it easier for them to leave, but a lot of the clubs don't want them in there. But are you okay with England shutting the window, but other leagues leaving it open?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're fine with that? I don't know. I just think I don't know why it's open for 2 months. Like in the winter transfer window, it's January, and that functions fine. Like, why can't it just be the month of July? Like, there's no real leagues going on right then. I mean, I know MLS, the Scandinavian leagues, and Mexico are playing kind of during then, but they don't really follow they have their own transfer windows anyways. So I just think it should be the month of July. Like, and it'll just force clubs to do business. The only counterpoint is, if the World Cup's going on, what does that end? Mid to late July.
Yeah.
So then you have like 2 weeks to do business. So like I can somewhat buy into that argument.
But it still should be over by middle of August when the season starts.
Yeah.
That's a full month. You don't need more than a month to do business.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, say you sell a player and you weren't planning on selling them, say it takes a week or two, then you have to sometimes buy that player. I think it's going to compress club schedules and put more pressure on them, but I still think it can be doable, and I think it's going to be overall better for the
It'll just mean that, I know we already see it in soccer and transfer windows. Teams are already talking to players in April and May.
Yeah.
So what is the difference? There is going to be no difference. You can talk to players in June, and they just can't sign for your team until July. But you just start the transfer negotiations earlier.
Yeah, because I can't take any more of this is compromising the season. Like, these are talented players that should be playing for their clubs and are sitting out for no reason other than transfer speculation. Yeah. And so it's frustrating. So it'll be interesting. So that'll be in mid-September. I'm sure we'll announce it and discuss it a little bit next whenever that vote happens. So Christian, you want to tell us about your last topic here?
Yeah. So in the Chinese Division 1, not the Super League that we all have come to know and love, they had a referee walk off the field. The first half was 40 minutes. The second half was 38 minutes instead of 45 minutes. He cut them both short. Walks off the field so he can make his flight. That's a real story, people. He literally cut the game short. Now there's a full-blown investigation, and I'm just like, obviously there is. What is he doing?
Yeah, what did he think was going to happen? You think he was going to get away with it? Are these games televised?
I doubt it.
All right, but at least there were fans there, and it's the second division, right? It's not the top level, but it's just the second division. I never heard of anything like that.
Heard that. I've never heard of a referee walking off the field other than for feeling unsafe.
Yeah,
but that is
a flight. Ridiculous. Why didn't he book a later flight? Did he not know when he was refereeing?
He must have known, and this must have been premeditated.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. I mean, it's just highly unprofessional.
Yeah.
A little ridiculous in some.
Why would he just agree to ref them? Just don't agree.
It just sounds so amateur. And I know China in particular and the game kind of a lot of places in Asia struggles for relevancy and for, kind of that legitimacy. Things like this make it look very, very amateur. So I'm sure they're not thrilled with that, even at the Super League level. So.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that was an interesting. We'll tweet out a link to that as we will to all the stories we discuss on here, and it'll be in the show notes as well. Christian, you want to recap our trivia question? Do you have anything
guys.
Else?
No, that was it.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. The trivia question is not as exhilarating this week.
Oh, wow, that's good.
That's
a good word.
It is what it is, and this is the question. We have 18 Bundesliga teams, as you all know. How many of them are sponsored by the German sports company Adidas or Adidas?
I'm going to say most of them. I don't really know. I'm trying to picture the jerseys.
Yeah, I tried to do that too. It did not work.
It's really tough for me to even see. So I'm just going to pick a random number. I'm going to say 15.
What's your final guess?
That is my final guess.
You are exactly opposite of what it is. It is 3.
3?
Yeah, it shocked me when I saw that as well. 3 Bundesliga teams.
Hold on. How is 15 the exact opposite of 3?
Because 3 plus 15 equals 18. See?
Okay. Listeners, let us know if you agree with that logic. Okay, I can kind of see that. Okay, I like that.
That's a great episode name. The opposite of 15.
The opposite of 15. Okay, that'll be the episode name. Wow, 3. Did you look up what most of the sponsors are?
I actually did not. I just heard.
That's all right. We'll look it up and maybe tweet it out. Yeah. But wow, that is shocking to me.
Yeah, it shocked me too.
Are they mostly Puma? Because Puma is the other, so that's the brother.
Are they German?
Yeah, it's the brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Adi Dassler split with his brother Rudy, I believe. So, and Adi kept Adidas, and Rudy went with Puma. They didn't speak for like 60 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of like a very German sort of story. And then they reunited later in life, and Kiss and made up. But so that there's your story in soccer apparel history for you. And so with that, I think that brings us to the end of this particular podcast. So thank you for listening. Hopefully we'll get Matt back on, and we'll have a trifecta for next week. I will still be
in episode 40.
Yeah, and I'll still be in the Philly area, so we'll probably get together and hopefully do this again before I fly back. Everything we talked about today will be, like I said before, we'll tweet out from the Fan Futsal Twitter account, and it'll also be in the show notes. Follow that Fan Futsal Twitter account at BT Soccer Pod. If you want to get in contact with us, our email is bros.talking.soccer@gmail.com. And everything was brought to you by Fan Futsal. Play our La Liga game this week. We have games from all the different games, all the different leagues. It's a lot of fun. With that, Christian, thanks for being here.
Dave, I really appreciate you coming to my apartment.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for showing me around.
Everyone, this is my apartment.
Absolutely wonderful.
Look at my artwork.
Yeah, there's artwork back there. If you're not following, all these podcasts are recorded on YouTube, by the way, so you can check them out and watch us live. You should do that.
You get a little bit of extra bonus content when you watch on YouTube.
Yeah. In our breaks, we do a lot of interesting fun
vamping.
Stuff. Yeah.
We vamp.
Yes, we vamp. Okay, so with that's it for this week. We will talk to you next week. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, YouTube listeners, thank you for watching.
Bye.
We just appreciate you, and
more than most.
Yeah.
More than anybody.
So thanks.
You're really getting some of that extra content over there, YouTubers.
Oh yeah, love it.
You want a tour of my apartment right quick? Here you go, YouTubers. There it is. There's the guy. There it is. There's the big guy.
There it is.
Woo! Okay, bye YouTube.
Bye.